Ever find yourself, just scrolling through your phone, maybe checking the App Store charts,
Hmm.
and you see a name suddenly shoot up? Or maybe an unexpected app leapfrogs one of the giants, that little upward arrow next to an app. It seems small, but really, it isn't just about bragging rights. It's actually a powerful signal. It tells us about these, well, sometimes seismic shifts in where people are putting their attention. It's a real-time battle for market share, and it shows the cutting-edge stuff companies are doing, constantly fighting for your engagement. And today, we're doing a deep dive into a perfect example of exactly this. It's unfolding right now in the super competitive world of cryptocurrency. Our mission here is to unpack the story of Gemini. The US-based crypto exchange, they recently made some serious waves by, get this,
Yeah.
outpacing Coinbase on the US Apple App Store charts. Now, just that alone is a headline, right, given how dominant Coinbase has been for so long. So what triggered this? What was the catalyst for this pretty striking leap? It was the introduction of an XRP-backed Mastercard. And look, this isn't just some fleeting blip on a chart. It feels like a much more profound indicator. So we're going to explore what this surge tells us about maybe a heightened enthusiasm for regulated crypto card products, and why that word regulated is so key here. We'll also dissect what this reveals about the really fierce ongoing competition among the big exchanges, how they're trying to capture and keep user engagement, how does a move like this shift the whole landscape, and finally, we'll look at the specific choice of an XRP-backed MasterCard. What does that imply for crypto adoption? For bridging that gap with traditional finance. What does this specific success story from Gemini really mean for your understanding of where crypto is headed, and maybe how it might actually weave into your everyday financial life?
Yeah, it's fascinating. It really is. Because it's not just that one product launch can, shift the needle so visibly on the App Store. It's what it symbolizes. It goes deeper than just a good marketing push. This is a clear signal coming directly from users. If we kind of zoom out a bit, Gemini's success here with this specific XRP card on Apple Store, it helps us understand a few critical things that are all sort of connected. First, it really does speak volumes about a growing maturity in the market. There's this demand for crypto to be more than just a speculative asset. People want it to be a functional tool, something you can actually spend day to day. And the regulated piece you mentioned, absolutely crucial. That's the key. It's about tackling those very real anxieties consumers have had, right? Worries about security, legitimacy, stability, especially in a space that's seen its share of, well, volatility and uncertainty. So this is a clear move towards building trust. And trust, ultimately, that's the bedrock for any kind of widespread mainstream adoption. Then secondly, this whole event just vividly throws a spotlight on the intense competitions.
Almost like gladiators in an arena, these major crypto exchanges, they are absolutely relentlessly vying for the same users, the same slice of the market, the same transaction volume. So a successful product launch like Gemini's, it's not just about pulling in new people, it's about cementing loyalty with existing users, and crucially, giving people a really compelling reason to maybe switch away from a competitor. It proves that real innovation in what they offer, especially products that neatly bridge that gap between TradFi and digital assets that can be a decisive battleground. And finally, yeah, the choice of an XRP-backed MasterCard that's both highly symbolic and deeply practical. It's not just any old crypto they picked. It's XRP, an asset specifically designed around the idea of fast, cheap international payments. So integrating that with a global powerhouse like MasterCard, it speaks directly to crypto's bigger ambition, doesn't it? The ambition to become just a seamless part of our daily financial toolkit, letting you spend your digital assets just as easily as you spend dollars or euros, right there at the checkout counter. This approach, it isn't just enabling spending.
It's about making crypto almost invisible in its usefulness, making it a fundamental part of financial convenience.
That's a really sharp way to put it. It really does highlight how this isn't just, a new card. It's about these deeper currents in the crypto market. Let's really zero in on that first point you made, this surging enthusiasm for regulated crypto card products. Because, when a player like Gemini, even a significant one, sure, but when they suddenly overtake a titan like Coinbase in App Store rankings, it tells you something fundamental really clicked with users. And it wasn't just any crypto product that did it. It was specifically a regulated crypto card. For years, the whole digital asset space often felt like the Wild West, right? Exciting, innovative, sure, but also full of perceived risks and these regulatory gray areas. So when a product comes along that offers the convenience spending your crypto easily with the acceptance of a MasterCard, and it's issued by a company operating under pretty robust financial oversight, well, that's a powerful combination. It directly addresses that underlying anxiety a lot of people still have about fully diving into crypto. It's basically saying, Look, you can use your digital assets, but with the kind of protections and accountability you already expect from your bank, that dramatically lowers the barrier to entry, doesn't it? It
Mhm.
potentially draws in users who are maybe curious but just hesitant because of safety or legitimacy concerns.
Precisely. And regulated isn't just some marketing buzzword here. It really is the bedrock of consumer trust. In the context of a crypto card, regulation goes beyond just the standard KYCML, know your customer, anti-money laundering stuff, which frankly is table stakes now in financial services. It often includes more stringent requirements, things like how customer assets are held, capital reserves the company needs to maintain, consumer protection rules. For instance, an exchange like Gemini, operating under frameworks like, say, the New York Department of Financial Services BIT license. They're held to a higher standard of financial integrity. And this gives you, the consumer, a much greater degree of assurance that your digital assets are handled responsibly and that the platform is actually accountable to a governing body. So this heightened enthusiasm signaled by that App Store surge, it clearly indicates that users are actively looking for these safer, more integrated ways to use their digital assets. They want the utility, they want to spend the crypto, but they demand it with the same confidence they feel swiping a regular debit or credit card. It's a powerful merger, really.
Crypto's innovative potential, meeting the stability and, frankly, the security people expect from established financial systems. And that fundamentally shifts how people perceive crypto, moving it from just a speculative bet towards something practical, a usable currency.
Yeah. And that demand for more confidence for these regulated solutions, it ties directly into our next point, doesn't it? This absolutely fierce, relentless competition. It really is like a high-stakes game of financial chess among these big exchanges. Gemini and Coinbase, they aren't just competing on trading fees anymore or, how many different coins they list. They're battling on innovation. They're battling on user experience. So Gemini launching this XRP-backed Mastercard and seeing such a massive bump, that's not just a win for them. It's like a blaring signal to every other exchange out there saying, hey, these integrated practical products, that's the next frontier for grabbing user engagement. It's about being first, or at least being the most effective, in offering solutions that make crypto genuinely useful, intuitive for everyday life. I mean, imagine you're a user holding XRP, and suddenly, boom, there's a card that lets you spend it seamlessly anywhere Mastercard works. That's incredibly compelling. It's a direct answer to a real user need. And this isn't just about attracting new users either. It's about solidifying the loyalty of the ones you already have. It demonstrates a forward-thinking approach that keeps you relevant in this incredibly fast-moving industry. I can almost picture the strategy meetings happening right now at competitor exchanges, scrambling to figure out how to respond to this move.
Or it's absolutely an arms race. And user engagement is like the ultimate prize in that race. When we talk about capturing user engagement, it's not just about getting people to sign up initially. It's about active usage. It's about sustained loyalty. It's about making your platform the go-to place for all their crypto activities, trading, yes, but also spending, maybe staking, whatever comes next. And a product like this XRP-backed Mastercard achieves that by adding immense tangible utility, real value. It transforms a digital asset, which might otherwise just be sitting passively in a wallet, into something you can spend immediately, like cash almost. This practical application, it significantly deepens how users engage with the Gemini platform itself. It encourages more frequent interaction, not just for checking prices or making trades, but for actual daily purchases. And this move, it will undoubtedly force other exchanges to reevaluate their own product roadmaps. No question. If a competitor sees Gemini gaining serious traction with innovative regulated card, they're almost compelled to respond.
They have to come up with similar or maybe even more advanced offerings to avoid bleeding market share and user loyalty. And this dynamic, it pushes the entire industry forward. It accelerates the development of more user-friendly, more integrated crypto solutions for everyone. In this really intense battle for your financial attention, the exchange that offers the most compelling mix, regulated, practical, seamless services, that's the one likely to ultimately prevail.
And that's a really powerful point about the whole competitive landscape. And it brings us right back to the specific choice Gemini made here. An XRP-backed MasterCard. Why XRP? What does that particular choice tell us about crypto adoption and, building that bridge to traditional finance? Because as you rightly noted, not all cryptocurrencies are designed the same way or for the same purpose. XRP, really, from its inception, has had this clear focus on payments, specifically facilitating fast, low-cost, cross-border payments. It's fundamentally designed for efficiency and speed in transactions, particularly thinking about institutional use cases initially. So marrying that kind of cryptocurrency with a globally recognized payment giant like Mastercard, that doesn't feel like an arbitrary decision at all. It seems like a very deliberate strategic move. It speaks to this vision where digital assets can move with the same kind of ease and speed as traditional money, but maybe with some of the back-end benefits that blockchain tech can offer, like perhaps better transparency or lower settlement costs down the line. It's not just about letting you spend any crypto. It seems like it's about choosing a crypto whose inherent design perfectly aligns with the transactional utility that a Mastercard represents.
Yeah, what's really insightful there is how picking XRP highlights a very practical, utility-first approach to crypto adoption. It shifts the focus, at least partly, away from just speculative value. XRP's underlying technology, the XRP ledger, it's built for really rapid settlement. We're talking like 3 to 5 seconds, often. Super fast. So integrating this with Mastercard means Gemini isn't just slapping their name on a card. They're offering a solution that directly leverages XRP's core strength, that transactional efficiency. So how does it generally work? Well, when you swipe this XRP-backed Mastercard, your XRP holdings with Gemini are basically instantly converted into the local fiat currency right there at the point of sale. This conversion uses real-time market rates and relies on that rapid finality of the XRP ledger. So to the merchant, it just looks like a normal Mastercard transaction, nothing unusual for them, but for you, the user, you're spending your digital assets seamlessly. And this move is significant because it's a tangible, real-world step towards making these crypto assets truly interoperable with the financial rails we already use every day.
It helps normalize the idea of using a cryptocurrency for everyday stuff, buying coffee, groceries, whatever. It effectively starts blurring the lines between what you think of as traditional money and your digital assets. It encourages you maybe to think of cryptocurrencies not just as an investment to hold, but as a viable, efficient way to transact. Something that can operate within the comfort and familiarity of established payment networks like Mastercard. It's really a statement, I think, about crypto's growing readiness to serve as a backbone for practical global financial movements.
Wow. This has been such an illuminating deep dive. We've really seen how Gemini's strategic play with this XRP-backed Mastercard wasn't just, a flash in the pan on the US Apple App Store. It's actually a powerful signal of these much larger evolving trends happening across the whole crypto space. It really profoundly underscores the growing importance of regulated crypto card products, how they're key to fostering user trust and really driving mainstream adoption, bridging the familiar with the new.
Absolutely. And it vividly illustrates that relentless competition we talked about. Among major players like Gemini, like Coinbase, and others too, this isn't just about flashy marketing anymore. It's about who can deliver the most innovative, the most practical, and crucially the most secure solutions that genuinely make your financial life easier or better. These product launches, like the XRP-backed Mastercard, they really become crucial battlegrounds for winning user engagement and cementing market leadership.
Right. And let's not forget the specific practical side of it, integrating a crypto like XRP, which is built for transactional efficiency, with a massive established service like Mastercard. It really showcases a clear path forward for how certain digital assets can potentially move beyond just being speculative investments, how they can become integral, utility-driven parts of our everyday financial transactions. So, considering everything we've kind of unpacked in this deep dive, the demand for regulated products, that intense competition, the strategic integration of specific cryptos like XRP, what do you think? What's the next major frontier for crypto in terms of making it truly almost indistinguishable from traditional finance in your daily life? Is it going to be mainly more sophisticated card products like this? Or maybe something else entirely, something woven perhaps directly into our digital identity, or, I don't know, entirely new forms of micropayments we haven't even really imagined yet?
That's a fantastic question to end on. And it really just highlights how incredibly rapidly this whole space is evolving, isn't it? The kind of integration we've discussed today, it's really just one facet of a much, much larger transformation that's underway. Definitely keep observing these trends closely, the increasing impact of crypto on how you manage your money.
Yeah.
It's truly one of the most exciting and dynamic stories of our time.
Thanks so much for joining us for the deep dive. We'll catch you next time.